Fira smiled warmly. Brio, you weren't just brave, you were the reason we succeeded. Courage isn't about being big, it's about having a big heart. Brio's ears perked up with joy. They began walking back toward the forest, side by side, knowing their adventure had changed them forever. Brio was no longer the frightened bunny from the meadow, and Fira realized that cleverness and courage are strongest when shared. From that day on, the forest whispered a new legend: a brave bunny, a clever fox, and a lost cub who found his way home because of friendship, teamwork, and heart. And whenever someone doubted themselves, they remembered the lesson: no matter how small you are, you can make the biggest difference. Brio shook. My moment. Yes, run around the boar, distract it, make it chase you, chase me. Are you trying to get me eaten? Fira smirked. Trust me, Brio gulped, then looked at Leo's scared face. The cub needed him. He stepped forward. Okay, I'll do it. He hopped out into the open. Hey, over here, you giant mud potato. The boar blinked, then roared and charged after Brio. Brio shrieked and took off running. He zigzagged through bushes, dodged roots, bounced over rocks. The boar chased him angrily, snorting and grunting. Fira used the moment to grab Leo and lead him to a tall fallen log. Hide here, she said. Then she sprinted to the boar's blind side and let out a loud bark. The boar turned sharply, confused. Brio used all his strength to hop up onto a steep rock. The boar followed, but its hooves slipped. It slid back and crashed into a patch of thorny bushes, squealing in frustration. The forest fell silent again. Brio collapsed, panting. I'm alive. I can't feel my legs, but I'm alive. Leo ran to him. That was amazing. Fira grinned. Told you. The smallest can be the bravest. Brio's chest swelled with pride. For the first time ever, he truly felt brave. Their journey continued. They faced rushing rivers, thorny paths, and confusing crossroads. But each time, they worked as a team. When the river currents roared, Fira found fallen branches to build a crossing. When the path grew too narrow, Brio squeezed through and scouted ahead. When Leo felt scared, Brio held his paw, and Fira told stories about courage. Together, they grew stronger. At last, they reached the edge of the grassland plains territory of the great lion Pride. The sun shone brightly, and distant roars echoed across the hills. Leo's eyes lit up. That's my mama. Before they could move, the bushes parted and out stepped a full-grown lioness, her golden mane flowing, her eyes fierce with worry. Leo, she cried, rushing to her cub. She scooped him with her paws, hugging him tight. I was so scared. I searched everywhere. Mama, Leo said, these are my friends. They saved me. The lioness looked at Brio and Fira. She had never seen such small heroes, yet their courage was undeniable. You have my gratitude, she said. If there is ever a time you need help, our Pride will be there. Brio beamed. Fira bowed her head respectfully, but Leo hugged them both tightly. I'll miss you. Thank you for being my heroes. Brio hugged him back. You're our friend. Don't get lost again. As the lioness led Leo home, the cub kept waving until he disappeared behind the tall grass. Brio and Fira stood together in silence. Then Brio whispered, Fira, did I really do something brave today? Have you ever wondered what happens in the deep, hidden heart of the forest? When courage is tested, when clever minds are challenged, and when the smallest creatures must stand up for someone who desperately needs them. This story begins on a morning when the sun had just risen, painting the forest gold, and a gentle breeze carried the whispers of adventure. No one knew it yet, but this would become the day when a brave bunny, a clever fox, and a lost lion cub would change each other's lives forever. In a quiet meadow near the edge of the great forest, a tiny bunny named Brio hopped through the soft grass, searching for breakfast. His long ears perked up as he listened to every sound: chirping birds, buzzing bees, and the rustle of leaves as the wind brushed through them. Brio was not like other bunnies. He was smaller, softer, and often afraid. But deep inside his little chest, there was a heart bigger than anyone expected, dreamed of. Becoming brave enough to help others, brave enough to explore beyond the meadow, brave enough to prove that size does not decide courage. As he nibbled on a fresh clover leaf, a loud rustling sounded from the bushes. Brio froze. His ears shot straight up. His whiskers trembled. Was it danger? A predator? Or just the wind? The sound came again, this time louder. Brio whispered, "Who's there?" Even though he didn't really want an answer. Suddenly, a fox leaped out from behind the bushes. It was Fira, the cleverest fox in the forest. Known for her brilliant plans and quick thinking, Fira loved solving problems and exploring new things. But more than anything, she loved surprising the little bunny. "Boo!" she said with a playful grin. Brio yelped and fell backward into a patch of flowers. Fira laughed softly. "Relax, Brio, if it were danger, you'd know. The forest is calm today, or at least it should be." Brio rubbed his nose. "Fira, you scared me." "That's the point," she smirked. "How will you ever become brave if you jump every time a leaf moves?" Brio puffed out his chest. "I am brave. Well, sometimes." Fira tilted her head. "Prove it then." "Come with me deeper into the forest." Brio's eyes widened. Deeper. But the forest is big and dark and full of creatures. "That's the fun part," Fira said. "Adventure doesn't happen to those who sit still." Before Brio could answer, a sound echoed in the distance, a sound that didn't belong to any bird, insect, or creature he recognized. It was soft, shaky, almost like someone crying. Fira's ears twitched. "Did you hear that?" Brio swallowed. "Hear what?" "I heard nothing. Absolutely nothing." "Nope, but he had heard it." They both had. The sound came again, this time clearer. A soft whimper, a cry for help. Without waiting, Fira darted toward the noise, her tail flicking behind her. Brio wanted to stay safely in the meadow, but something tugged at his heart. Someone was scared. Someone needed help. And maybe, just maybe, this was the moment he had been waiting for. He took a deep breath and hopped after Fira. The forest grew thicker as they moved inside. The sunlight dimmed. The trees stood tall like silent guardians. Shadows danced across the ground. Brio stuck close to Fira, who moved gracefully, her eyes sharp and alert. Then they saw it. In a small clearing beneath a towering tree sat a tiny lion cub, golden fur, teary eyes, a trembling body curled up in fear. He looked no older than a few months. Brio whispered, "A lion cub. Here alone." Fira nodded slowly. "This is rare. Lions don't wander these parts, and cubs never leave their pride." Brio approached carefully. "Hi, are you okay?" The cub lifted his head, startled. His big amber eyes glistened with tears. I'm lost. I can't find my mama. I can't find anyone." Fira softened her voice. "What's your name, little one?" "Leo," he sniffled. "I was chasing a butterfly, and then I realized I didn't know the way back." Brio's heart squeezed. The cub may be a future king, but right now he was just a child scared alone and far from home. Brio stepped forward. "Don't worry, Leo. We'll help you get back to your pride." Leo's eyes widened with hope. "You will?" Fira hesitated. Helping a lion cub meant entering territories dangerous even for her. But she couldn't turn away. "Yes," she said firmly. And so, their unexpected journey began. They walked deeper into the forest, where the air grew warmer and the ground became rougher. Brio hopped beside Leo, trying to cheer him up with stories about the meadow. Fira walked ahead, studying footprints, broken twigs, and scent trails like a seasoned explorer. But danger found them sooner than expected. A low growl rumbled from the bushes. Brio froze. Leo shrank behind him. Fira's fur bristled. A shadow moved through the trees, large, muscular, and creeping toward them with hungry eyes. It was a wild boar, known for its bad temper and powerful tusks. Brio's heart pounded. What do we do?" Fira whispered, "Stay behind me." The boar snorted, pawing at the dirt. It lowered its head, ready to charge. Fira knew she wasn't strong enough to fight it alone. She needed a plan. Fast. She glanced at Brio. "You want to be brave. This is your moment." Fira smiled warmly. "Brio, you weren't just brave. You were the reason we succeeded. Courage isn't about being big. It's about having a big heart. Brio's ears perked up with joy. They began walking back toward the forest, side by side, knowing their adventure had changed them forever. Brio was no longer the frightened bunny from the meadow, and Fira realized that cleverness and courage are strongest when shared. From that day on, the forest whispered a new legend: a brave bunny, a clever fox, and a lost cub who found his way home because of friendship, teamwork, and heart. And whenever someone doubted themselves, they remembered the lesson: no matter how small you are, you can make the biggest difference.